Well, I can't believe a whole batty man get so cool. Me can't believe the Rasta man not turn pussy wall. Me can't believe the little take of them get so cool.
Me can't believe me high. Me can't believe me high.
Me can't believe some near me you hear say amen. Me can't believe the tight pants come in again. Me can't believe the gunman and batty man a friend.
Me can't believe me high. Me can't believe me high.
Me can't believe the batty man a run people place. Me can't believe the shot of them a bleach out them face. Me can't believe the certain man a compound with beers.
Me can't believe me high. Me can't believe me high.
Me can't believe the girl them a go the other way. Me never know Jamaica would have so much gear. Me can't believe the government them in a foul play.
Me can't believe me high. Me can't believe me high.
Well, if somebody did tell me woulda say a lie. It's a certain man, a certain boy a guy. Me say it for myself, what a full up me high. The one they a spy. Pussy all can't believe the gunman a bust murder case. Can't believe they get to youth to live certain place. Them can't believe a weed that stand upside a mace.
Them can't believe them high. Them can't believe them high.
Them can't believe say lick up from this them off we run. Them can't believe how we decide when war be done. Them can't believe how we see down a certain gun.
Them can't believe them high. Them can't believe them high.
Oh no no, say baby shama for fit tell no. Kalam patan broke out and no get tell no. Party front and get wild no can no mellow no. Twist and pull. Oh no no, say baby shama for fit tell no. Kalam patan broke out and no get tell no. Oh no no, say baby shama for fit tell no. Kalam patan broke out and no get tell no. Oh no no, say baby shama for fit tell no. Oh no no, say baby shama for fit tell no. Oh no no, say baby shama for fit. Oh no no, say baby. Oh no no, say baby. Oh no no, say baby. Oh no no, say baby shama for fit tell no. Kalam patan broke out and no get tell no. Party front and get wild no can no mellow no. Question two, a wish gal and wish gal a got the boom up. From a gal no put them fit up. Yeah, a wish gal a jump and a say she not fuss. Right I know what that one the cut. Yeah, a wish gal and wish gal a got the boom up. From a gal no put them fit up. Yeah, a wish gal a jump and a say she not fuss. Right I know what that one the cut. Whoa, you love me I turn over, of me not dream. Me I turn over when me gal a clean. Passion take over, feel the mood a scream. That's why me love me sweet 16. Whoa, and when she get that tighter in a magazine, I tell me the
you are now live in the Living Blackness. The new place for dancehall and reggae. Extreme 104 FM. Let's go.
Right, I know what that one the cut. Yeah, a witch gal and witch gal a got the boom up. From a gal a put them feet up. Yeah, a witch gal a jump and a say she not fuss. Right, I know what that one the cut. Them gal the pooping, you have me weak. I keep the secret, them boy the beat. Gal can't up and in a theatrically. No man no want no whole lot deep. Cause when gal come over me rough rider speak. Man a fire bun and them a run up them beak. I don't care if I get want me free. I wanna make me feel concrete. So
ready when you're ready, top shatters on no guy.
Ready to die, ready to die.
Send for the eagle and the pressure we apply.
Ready to die.
Show!
Boy, I pose like a shatter. And I feel high when the eagle them fly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Never yet hear shatter holler. Well, this is what it sounds like when the eagle cry.
Rock out.
I'm in a factory working, hustling on the side. See the informers lurking, trying to break my stride. Oh, you be snap man hustling, trying to swallow my pride. I've got dignity and a woman I breed, and you nearly made me lose my life. Informers must dead. See how you know me. 10-10. I feel shot and growing. I fling out that street car, rude boy make up them mind. Must dead. See what you know me. 10-10. Feel shot and growing. I fling out that street car, rude boys make up them mind. Now baby mama's cheating. I'm an unhappy guy. She and the next man sleeping, giving away my pie. Nothing the girl do is find me. Still couldn't find out why. In a prison my day and the man tell me say I'm a friend, them I tell them.
step in at the club, I dance over the door, and the girl come and wind up on me. Me stands a tall back against the wall, and now she start climb up on me. It's kinda little tricky, I'm making out Nicky, but you know the time is up on me. The way the girl wine is like the breeze a blow, but it hot and the sunshine on me. You dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine. You dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine. You dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine. You dirty wine, my girl, mix it up now. You dirty walk, my girl, dirty walk. You dirty walk, my girl, dirty walk. You dirty walk, my girl, dirty walk. Watch the girl, them a do the dirty walk. Hey, bend your back and lift your head up. Turn side real, lift your leg up. Bend your face and twist it up and turn two side like you know you're fed up. Turn round like you know roast up. Spin around like you know if you walk. Lift it up back, then you brace it up, back it up, cock it up. My girl, dirty walk, so the dirty walk, do the dirty walk. Watch all the girl, them a do the dirty walk. The dirty walk, the dirty walk. Attitude, girl, them a do the dirty walk. So fucking at the water, fucking at the sea, fucking at the bushes and fucking at the tree. If you fuck on the bed, you're not fucking bleed. Fuck on the floor, fuck on the TV, fuck on the dresser and broke up figurine. Fuck on the fan, no girl, no figure me. When they see me hot girl, them that a trigger me. Fuck anywhere, let fuck be free. So could I one of them, could I two of them, send the crew of them, I will grind them. Could I three of them, and if I four of them, send more of them, I will wind them. Anyway them there, anyway them there, anyway them hang out, I will find them. Just to wind up on them, girl, you look at the girl, I'm a wine. Sit down on it now. Me step up in the club and I dance over the door, and the girl come and wind up on me. Me stand so tall back against the wall. Now me see she want climb up on me. It kinda tricky, but me I got technique for ya quickie. But the time is up on me. The way the girl a wine her waist like the breeze a blow and the sunshine on me. Dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine. Dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine. Attitude, girl, do the dirty wine, dirty wine, dirty wine, dirty wine. Part time. The dirty walk, my girl, dirty walk. Dirty walk, my girl, dirty walk. Fling it up, my girl, back it up, jack it up, cock it up, my girl, lock it up. So
we know what we are gonna do them. Slew them. Who them? Who them? Well done. Yo, so me say again. Slew them up bare feelings them a carry. Them done but already and them can't say them sorry, yeah. Slew them up bare feelings them a carry. Who no want do them something to me again? Well, you what you with name? Who them a coulda what that them a try? Them got this king still a say what you all of them die, yeah. Who them a make us see them with them spell? Them this money well and them soul gonna hell, yeah. Who them a coulda who them want us? Them this Marcus I know them all by the dust, yeah. Who them a make us tell them fist flirt? Tell them can't this mama hurt. You know see a dead man them, dopey man them, in a not no with them. The fire fi burn them, them don't condemn a be a dead man them. Them don't not like me and me don't not like them. Tell them. You know see a dead man them, dopey man them, in a not no with them. The fire fi burn them, them don't condemn a be a dead man them. Them don't not like me and me don't not like them. Tell them some me not keep no funny man friend. Tell them some me not keep no fear mother friend. Now go stoop low me chat the raggy road them. That's why it read up on them nickname. Who them a coulda what that them a try? Them this king still a say what you all of them die, yeah. Who them a me go see them with them spell? Them this man me well and them so gonna hell, yeah. Who them a coulda who them want cuss? Them this Marcus I know them all by the dust, yeah. Who them a me go tell them fish flirt? Tell them can't this mama earth. So me burn out them dirty heart, them evil heart and them corrupted thought. No too much, snake on the grass, bow to the boss. Move too fast, me tell them about this harm. Who tell them to provoke the youth them to rock? Now the youth them say them not just no shut after dark. Now take no check now, no full talk. Them know who are come straight from them heart. No one hypocrite from the way out them talk. This the emperor and watch the whole of them last. Can't even find food to put in at them char. Not even bicycle, much less than the cat. Can't even creep, much less to walk. Them can't even smile or laugh. The one your name, who them a coulda what that them a try? This king still a say what you all of them die, yeah. Who them a make us see them with them spell? This is money well and them so gonna hell, yeah.
Well, this is like a menace to the society. Big enough for all the ghetto lady. All girls, rock out and go on crazy. Busy, ding along stop. Give me the girl and with the wickedest slum. The kind of girl we don't feel love up she man. Man, if you want to get the medal, you have to get a slum from a real ghetto girl again. Give me the girl and with the wickedest slum. The kind of girl we don't feel love up she man. Man, if you want to get the medal, you have to get a slum from a real ghetto girl. Boy, man, if you never get a pedal down wheel, and if you never have your banana peel, man, if you want to kind of girl will live a Maxfield. Man, if you love your girlfriend to ya, but you're not get this long where you want. Only for things can go on if you hide. Go look at junglist, girl on the side cars. I get a girl love up the wicked slum. The kind of girl will not feel love up she man. Man, if you want to get the medal, you have to get a slum from a real ghetto girl again. Give me the girl with the wicked slum. The kind of girl will not feel love up she man. Man, if you want to get the medal, you have to get a slum from a real ghetto girl. Girls, all fruits ripe. And I want good. I wanna just me. Here why? Big it up. Can you see your body ride a murder? You must want the DJ charge for a death. Big it up. When you see your body ride a murder, you must want the DJ charge for. Shot pitch up on your saddle, ride up on your back, exposing your property. Man, I say fat merchandise. Ever they never run out of stuff full of shape like a coke bottle without the top things that go for your body. Trust me, pan that. All fruit rhymes, so make them go and chat. What am I do? What am I try? Who them I try? Stuff from body rider. How we get you off it in that? So me say, woman, you say your body ride a murder. You must want the DJ charge for a death. Woman, you say your body ride a murder. You must want the DJ charge for it. Now this song dedicated to all women and the place to speak up for yourself. Man, the man them know say that if watch your puff extra puff and rough. Shots man and rave on this one. New brand bound to come number one. Watch it. And you feel big up, big up. All of the woman them big up, big up. All of the girl them big up, big up. All of the woman them big up, big up. Whoa, see me now. Matches cock up, titty nipple stand up. This favor Apache full of peer makeup when she walk on street. I would up a man big demo. Big up, big up. Got your pat on your bob, got your pat on your bob. Expensive and a rubber put you on and on here and just big up. Got if your pat on your bob and know you come but put you on and on here and just big up. Got if your pat on your bob another virgin plump and put you on and on here and just big up. Got if your pat on your bob and you wap out up and put you on and on here and just big up. Say what? Jump and skin out cause you know say you're sexy. Shout it out cause you have the winery. Ball it out you big thick and healthy. The rock you have a money cost only for money. Your hairstyle man it look well fancy. Tell you all of them say you have your man already. Your face don't look like the overnight monkey. It not paint up just like a party. Come take it from the one named Shaggy. Tell the world you big thick and healthy. Fat and your buff expensive and rough and put you on and on here and just big up. Girl if you fat and your buff and know you come first put you on and on here and just big up.
Clap your hands now. Clap your hands now. Clap your hands now. Come on, clap your hands now. Touch your ear, touch your nose, touch your thigh, reach for the sky. Touch your ear, touch your nose, touch your thigh, reach for the sky. Alright, what's up? What's up? Alright, what's up? What's up?
Yo, sexy ladies want war with us. You know they car with us, them not war with us. You know the club, them want flex with us. To get next with us, them can't vex with us. From the day my born to ignite my flame. Girl, I call my name and it is my fame. It's all good, girl, turn me on. Till you earn them on, let's get it on. Let's get it on, till you earn them on. Girl, it's all good, just turn me on. Girl, don't sweat it, don't get agitated. Girl, go and rotate, cause anything you want, you know you must get it. Come in here, my mention, don't ease the tension. Girl, run the program, just go and fit it. Yo, have a good time, girl, free up on your mind. Cause nobody care, this a man won't let it. Cause you are the number one, girl, wave your hand, make them see the wedding band, yo.
Get up on that ass, get up on that ass, get up on that ass, get up on that ass. Fall on now, fall on now, fall on now, fall on now, stop. Online now, online now, online now, online now, stop. On the river now, on the river now, on the river now, on the river now, stop. Heel the toe now, heel the toe now, heel the toe now, heel the toe now, stop.
Haters wanna war with me. Fuck with my crew, you go to the cemetery. Haters wanna war with me. Fuck with my crew, you go down 6 foot deep. Haters wanna war with we. None never brave enough to confront we. Five of them come, elephant kill tree. Get the motherfuckers through to see them flee. Ninja kid get the gun for me. Watch them run to the cemetery. Bring a jape of the high Joe Eastside crew, bust one for me. Eastside crew, bust one for me. For me. Motherfuckers wanna war, tell them try. Which one want a Colombian necktie? Off my gun, tell them never run try. Tell your family and your friend, bye. We're flying the sky. Which motherfucker wanna see my dogs die? All them here is boom, bye.
Me press trigger, me no press people button. Nobody chat come face me with something. Like how me have 22 in a me something. Then I feel you so forget the next dozen fool. Press trigger, me no press people button. Nobody chat come face me with something. Like how me have 22 in a me something. Then I feel you so forget the next dozen. Anytime you ready, puna wussy start war. See who know fi spread it out, put one guitar. See who know fi change lights up, play punk yeah. Anytime you ready, fool, anytime start. One or two take no long speech from the guy. Say you a go bust it when you ready, you fi try. Do what you fi do and make sure you bullseye. I know you missed your all around, so I cry. When mother bus come fi sing lullaby, then of them drop me no still satisfied. Now make no evidence, no testify. When them a go do with no tongue and no eye. See me, press trigger, me no press people button. Nobody chat confuse me with something. Like how me have 22 in a me something. Then I feel you so forget the next dozen fool. Press trigger, me no press people button. Nobody chat confuse me with something. Like how me have 22 in a me something. Then I feel you so forget the next dozen.
War them warring. Every day they get up over kiss them was scarring. War them warring. Nothing me and no man empowering. Yo, war them warring. About them roll yard and them roll firing. War them warring. Me and no man empowering. I love to see hot girls. I love to see hot girls. I love to see hot girls. One in a million, them one in a the world. Yeah. I love to see good girls. I love to see hot girls. I love to see good girls. One in a million, them one in a the
Welcome everyone to Live in the Living Blackness with DJ Blakhart. I am DJ Blakhart alongside Sean Wilkinson.
Hello everybody.
And today's topic is a very controversial one.
You've got a controversial topic.
I know, Lord have his mercy.
I can't believe it.
Well, today's topic is going on prostitution.
Dun, dun, dun. No, just kidding.
A surefire way out of a recession.
Yeah, it's a fire out of a lot of things.
Well,
recession,
yes.
Your wallet, your freedom, among other things. But.
Well, that's why the legalization of it would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
At least in my view.
Okay.
But it's amazing. And just in this month alone, there were already 4 rapes that we know of. Of course, there probably was a lot more out there, but the news already reported 4 of them in city parks. And of course, there's not that many patrolmen out in the park, so of course there's no safe haven for women nowadays. But really, this is touching on women that choose to do this, whether it be for one reason or another. Not really condoning like pimping or anything like that, or you know, selling of children or anything like that. We just basically going on the aspects of taxing people that want to do this for a living and give them a safe haven in order to do it.
The adult choice to be able to do it without having to worry about any kind of sickness or getting robbed or any of the whole. I think the main issue with that, and I think that's part of where the discussion probably will start, is the fact that they do it in Vegas. It's been legal in Vegas for the longest time, and the city of Vegas gets a ton of money off of it. They get taxes from it. And also part of the fact is that they look at the girls. I would assume they have to make sure that they're clean.
Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope that that's the case. We don't want to be.
It's not necessarily in Vegas. It's in certain rural areas of Nevada, but not in Vegas itself. That's the usual misconception that is legal in Vegas. So you go down to Vegas, then you go pick up a prostitute, not get arrested.
Not on the strip, that's for sure.
Not happening.
No.
You will get arrested.
Yeah.
But yes. As we all know of the Bunny Ranch and other places like that where, you know, you have your price list. It's like if you go to McDonald's, okay, you pick your woman, you pick your poison, and
you ask for a Big Mac, you're actually going to get a Big Mac.
Well, I don't know if you want a Big Mac at when you go to the Bunny Ranch. I think Big Mac may have something more than what you were looking for.
Yeah, but it's basically a legalized brothel.
And that's basically what it is. And they get taxed And I'm pretty sure it's going well because it's still going on to this day.
Yeah, and they also, the reason why anybody really knows about the Bunny Ranch is because HBO runs their specials up at the Bunny Ranch every so often, like once or twice a year. And they showcase the people that are there, the talent, quote unquote.
Hey, they're talented. Don't discredit them.
I'm not gonna.
They are talented.
I'm pretty sure they are. Or they wouldn't still be there. Business is booming, and I forgot the name of the guy that actually runs the place.
It doesn't matter what.
Yeah, but he's rolling in dough. Among other things, he's probably rolling in too.
Well, that goes without saying.
Yeah, and I think that everybody looks at the way that those are run, and they look, well, if they can run something like that here, then maybe they can do that in a New York or a Miami, someplace in a big city that has some sort of a budget where they can then link it into healthcare, checking out on diseases, making sure that there's no spread or anything like that. I don't know how they would do it or what the thought process would be, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of politicians and parent groups that would definitely be opposed to it, which is the reason why you don't see it in New York.
It's mainly the moral issue that people have been weighing in on. Oh, it's immoral, it's against this, it's against that, and whatever may have you. What about the children? Yeah, well...
Oh, that's the biggest excuse.
It's the biggest excuse. But
what about the children?
When was the last time your child found your porn inside your VCR or, well, that's going back a little too far.
Well,
inside your DVD
maybe
player.
one day for you. Not just kidding.
Well, you know what? At least I'm smart to take it out the damn player.
Yeah, you might find a grilled cheese sandwich in there or something,
I'd rather find that.
Yeah. That's the only cheese you need to find in your VCR. Maybe. Yeah, but I think the issue is, like you said, there's the morality issue is the decision on pretty much anything that is remotely looked at as progressive. If you look at something that is like against the grain, you're gonna have conservative Democrats, you're gonna have Republicans on both sides looking at it, and then you're gonna have a whole lot of other people that are looking at it as like, well, what's the benefit of doing it? Then you're going to have, let's say I have a sister or I have a daughter or I have an aunt or somebody that's into that kind of thing. Then what's the family implications going in? What's that going to do to the family? Those are the big issues that they're going to always talk about.
Of course. It's the double-sided taboo, pretty much.
Yeah.
If a man goes around and says, I'm doing A, B, C, and D, he's a local hero around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Woman wants to exercise her sexuality. She's known as the town harlot and probably going to get stoned.
And scarlet lettered before she's stoned.
Well, maybe after too.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to weigh in on this topic, we'd like a female input, call 718-417-1214. That's 718-417-1214. We'd like to get a female input on this topic and see what y'all think about it. Honestly, I really can't see how some people say they're for their woman's right to choose, but she doesn't have the right to choose what she wants to do as a profession.
Yeah. A lot of people look at that same issue with abortion also. It's like you're pro-life, but you don't want anything to happen to the child, and it's not the woman's right. And then you get into those issues that a lot of people don't want to touch on. So it's kind of the same kind of issues that they're gonna run into,
which is gonna be a whole nother show.
Oh yeah. That's Pandora's box right there.
Yeah, I mean, we already kind of cracked it open with this topic. I mean, abortion is a whole nother kettle of fish.
Yes.
Ooh, Lord, that's gonna be
that's gonna be a headache in and of itself, trying to get it across without it coming across from both sides of people trying to kill each other, because that's the main issue. The main problem with any of these issues has always been the undertone of religion, and that's part of why there's so many emotional sides to it that go back and forth and back and forth. It's the reason why nobody has ever really come up with any kind of a solution with a lot of these issues.
Yes, because religion right now rules the world, and as long as you don't go against religion, you'll be okay. But pastor, preacher, someone, whatever, could go over to the local strip club and get a lap dance and pay Shorty Bang Bang her $1 or $100, whatever he wants to choose to pay out of your congregation money.
Dollar bill,
y'all.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. The issue is that there's an underlying hypocrisy with a lot of the issues, because nobody looks at the issues objectively from just pure stats, just pure, human reasoning. they preface each statement with some kind of religious undertone, and that basically messes everything up. So then if let's say you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, you have your own opinion based on that. But if you have some sort of religious background, then you're going to have your own opinion based on that or how you were raised, and then that's going to cause that culture clash, and then nothing ever gets, taken care of. That's why you got all these fights and people getting killed and all the other nonsense that goes on.
Which brings up another point of, I think it was estimated last year that over $10 billion was spent on the adult industry.
Wow.
That's estimated. $10 billion.
Wow.
$10 billion. That's
That's
an estimated amount just on porn.
wow.
Whether it be internet, the DVDs, whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't even talk about the shops and the expos. They got
Yeah.
shops, expos. They even got an award show for y'all that don't know about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Check out the awards. I don't know when they will be, but
Yeah. The AVN awards, and I think they come on cable. Go figure.
yeah, go figure.
What they need to do is take a small sliver of that money and push it over to those NFL referees. But that's another story. It's another story. I just had to throw that out.
The most controversial call in NFL history, in my view.
Don't get me started. I'll be talking about that for about 3 hours, but that's another issue.
I was gonna get into that first, but I didn't want to get off topic. But
Yeah.
back on what we were saying.
Yeah. You know where I'm coming from.
Football to the side.
Yes. That's a lot of money.
That is
$10 billion.
$10 billion estimated.
Wow.
So imagine that kind of tax revenue coming from entrepreneurial women and men, because men do it too. We can't even deny the fact that men prostitute themselves. They don't get arrested for it as much.
Yeah.
About maybe 10 to 15% from the last statistic I looked at. About 10 to 15% of men get arrested, probably not convicted, of prostitution, as to be 70% of women.
You realize that that's basically $2 for every person that's ever been served at McDonald's. I want you to think about that. Anybody that's ever been served at McDonald's, you give them $2. That's about as much as the industry's making. That's crazy.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's
And
a good point.
Maybe McDonald's is serving the wrong thing.
I don't know. McDonald's goes against my religion, so I can't.
You mean the religion of eating real food?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm a practicing realist.
Yes.
But we can't bash McDonald's too much, because then we go get sued, and we don't.
Yeah.
want that.
Well, besides, I ate there earlier, so yeah, it is what it is.
Hypocrite. Hypocrite.
Yeah, clear your throat.
Good grief. Wow.
Yeah. That.
I'm just looking at Sean right now and going on his McDonald's reference, as it kind of mind blowing. For every $2,
Yeah.
it's a whole nother person that probably spent money. Matter of fact, really think about it, it's probably about the same thing of everyone going and buying some piece of pornography in one way or another, and then ladies getting their pocket rockets or whatever may have you to be a little more PG.
Yes, and that's the misconception that it's all men. The majority of any issue that comes out of the porn industry, the adult entertainment industry, most people think, oh, it's just a bunch of guys that they're losers. They can't find any women, so they're going out into the CD area and buying the VHS tapes and the DVDs, and they're getting this, and that. It's not just the men. It does a lot of women, and it's increased over the last few years.
If you walk around in the village, Greenwich Village, walk around in Greenwich Village, where a lot of the porn shops and sex shops are out there, you look inside, just peep, and you'll see there's just as many women as there are men.
Yeah.
And not all of them are what the known thing of the village are. Some of them are straight, bi, whatever may have you.
Yeah.
But needless to say, people are in there and they're buying it. And why not allow for us to be able to benefit from it tax wise and create jobs? I mean, imagine how many jobs would be created. I mean, it's bad enough that they're doing it tax free.
Yeah.
People are doing it underground tax free. Chicago is known to do it on a regular basis. It doesn't even get enforced like that. And the crimes against women that are doing it is even more crazy. So if a prostitute goes up to a cop and says, I've just been robbed or raped, they look at it like she got 3 heads. Like, oh, so what? What did you expect? Because this is what you do.
Yeah.
This is a good way for women to be protected. The tax revenue will be great. The jobs will come in, and it will get a lot of these rapists off the streets. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah. Think about it also what it would do to the police department, where they would actually be hiring, even though considering what they quote unquote could be doing, so to speak, where they could be like solving a bank robbery or something like that, you would have more cops because you'd have more people checking that out, having them on the floor, on the beat, looking around, making sure that that's the case. And if they need to arrest anybody or anything of that nature, they would have more. So there's also added benefits if you want to look at it that way, from that sense.
Definitely. Those added benefits come into play all the time. At least then they could look into some real crime, like stopping black people on the street.
Yeah.
Walking While Black is back in full effect.
Yes.
Matter of fact, it not to kind of downplay it, but I mean,
but you are, so go on ahead.
But if you really think about it, that might also create a little bit of a crime wave in the sense that cops won't even be on the streets because they're going on to get their groove on while on duty.
Either that or getting donuts. Just making sure.
Well, or donut holes.
Oh. Ba-dum-bumps. Okay.
Well,
you're supposed to have like a rim shot sound or something over there, man.
But over there with us is also Super Agent Dre, who is manning the boards and keeping us in check, and probably gonna throw something at us if we keep joking on him.
Probably playing Bubble Safari or something, or who knows.
What the hell is a Bubble Safari?
I don't know. One of those Facebook games, or I have a friend of mine that all he plays is Bubble Safari and a couple other games on Facebook, and that's like.
I know a Bubble Guppies like that. My son watches that. Like,
Bubble Safari. This is actually some kind. It's kind of like the best way I can describe it from what he told me, because I haven't seen it yet, is it looks very similar to Bust a Move, one of those bubble popping type games.
It's a clone.
Okay. Yeah, it's a clone of a clone of a clone.
Of course.
So that's basically what it is. And
All right. If anybody wants to jump in on this topic, call the number 718-417-1214. That's 718-417-1214. I dare one of the ladies are calling on this topic. I'm daring. I'm putting it out there.
He's daring.
I'm hoping.
He's hoping now. You went from daring to hoping. What were you going to be wishing now?
No, that's a little too close to praying.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Mantis.
But yes, I urge.
Now he's urging.
I'm urging. Yes. I know urge is a taboo word too, because urge can mean a whole lot of other things.
Well, it does link into the whole prostitution topic you just brought up. So there you go. It's the 6 degrees of separation goes right back to prostitution.
Exactly. Call in, ladies. Let me know what y'all think on this topic. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Think you're full of poop?
That's another prostitution thing probably too. Who knows?
Well, you know what the other funny thing is? I researched other parts of the world where it's actually legal. 22. Well, there's 22 countries in the world that have it legal. In Japan, they made about, I think it was $40 billion. Wow. On the sex trade.
Wow.
Over there.
That's
and
crazy.
I think Germany, had an estimated of maybe $27 to $28 billion.
Wow.
And that's just on the prostitution side of it. It didn't even go into the porn aspect. And you know Germans love their porn.
Oh, of course. And they
Scheiße.
Yeah, and they bring it over here and it makes even more money. So I mean it makes you wonder what all of the things that the United States could be doing. They could be making so much money to help people out in the urban communities and restoring infrastructure with the streets and the bridges and all of that stuff by using some of that,
Exactly. Like, imagine how much tax revenue you put that same 30% tax, like we are all working people are getting taken off of our checks, of course, except for the quote unquote super elite Mr. 14%, which we will not leave his name out of the whole conversation. But we all know who he is.
I wanted so badly to call in last week. I listened to the last 15 minutes of the show because I was outside the house and I was around and I was listening to it through my phone.
No damn excuse.
At least I caught the 15 minutes of it, which was really good, by the way.
I thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. So anybody that doesn't really notice, I've known this fool for now? Almost 12 years now.
About that.
Yeah. So we've known each other through a lot of good, a whole lot of bad and a lot of stuff in the middle. And we've still had each other's back. So
I think for Sean's birthday next year, I think I'm gonna get him a prostitute. We gonna legalize this whole thing, one part at a time. We gonna first legalize it in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Then we gonna head on out to other states. We gonna do a tour. We love them hoes tour because you know what? Let's call them what they are. They are public servants. They are serving the public, keeping mass rapists off the streets, because at least then if they get a nut, they're not chasing you for it.
You got a good point there. Good point.
Public servants. That's gonna be, because the ones that's supposed to be public servants ain't really serving the public. They serving the lobbyists. But
yeah,
that is what it is there.
That's gonna be an interesting thing. That I could imagine the TV commercials. You know, it's gonna be like the way it used to be for alcohol commercial. You couldn't show it until after 10. So they're gonna show the prostitution commercial.
Well, that's kind of how it is now anyway. I mean, if anyone ever seen, especially on public access, when you see the women on the TV pretty much going through the whole phone sex lines and
there's actual I've seen a lot of that on. I mean, it's crazy, especially at 2-3 in the morning, paid programs like Channel 9 or some of the other channels. Every now and then, it's either chat line commercial or erectile dysfunction or some kind of sex toy advertising or some. Yeah, exactly.
But it's crazy. I mean, if you really think about it, that whole angle goes on so many different things. And then the funny thing, I was looking up on a court case in regards to prostitution and pornography. Like, what is the difference? Because basically, they're essentially the same thing, except a video camera is involved. But as far as the court case ruled, there was a 1980s court case where someone was brought up, a producer and a director was brought up on charges because he paid these two people in this movie. Well, not two people. He paid people in the movie to engage in sexual activity and film the movie and everything and say, okay, this was prostitution. But since these were actors and being shown out in a more, I guess, in a public forum, I guess, in a way, it was more looked at as art than it is as prostitution. And the other aspect that they brought up is that they're going on the entertainment, like this is for entertainment and not for the enjoyment of either the prostitute or the John.
I think that's where they usually have the disclaimer on the bottom for entertainment purposes. I think that if you can try and define the difference, I think it's like, if it's prostitution, you're doing it to pay somebody for a service, whereas opposed to a pornographic movie, you're getting actors to fulfill a role that's being portrayed on camera. And I think that's kind of the legal, BS that they try to finagle in there. So that's probably the definition they look at.
Which makes it even more funny because a lot of people in porn can't act their way out of a paper bag.
Yeah, that is true. That's sad.
Any of y'all seen how some of these try to act inside some of these storyline, quote unquote, porn movies?
Oh,
where,
my goodness.
Somebody comes in with a UPS box.
You have such a big gun. Let me see how you use that gun. Take it out the holster.
You would think William Shatner was directing this.
Yes. Oh, Lord. Or Bill Cosby. Now, that would be a porn to watch. Now, that would be fun.
Lord.
The pudding pop, oh, my goodness gracious, would you please the popping stuff? Oh, that would be. You know how many people would pay for that? There is a Bill Cosby. Wait up. I got to hear this.
Well, look, I just got informed by Super A's and Dre that there actually is a porn like that. Please inform us.
There's a Cosby Show porno. There's a Good Times porno.
But those are the parody. Those are the parody pornos. Yeah. But imagine actual Bill Cosby.
No, we talking about
up there talking about Camille and.
But the guy was doing a good job acting like Bill Cosby.
For real,
yeah.
I haven't seen. Although I have seen some parody porn and they're hilarious.
Yeah,
the one that
you can't think about like beating off to it because you're so busy laughing at what's going on.
The one that I saw recently, like within the last year or so, was a parody on the Chappelle Show.
Yeah, that one was funny.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh man, it was hilarious with the Little John references in there, and it was hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they make the industry has it seems like it has evolved from the dark, dank nonsense that they used to have out there, and they're actually turning these things into productions where they have legitimate storylines and legitimate, sets and they go in the whole 9 yards, so to speak. But the thing is, now it's like the one thing about the porn industry, they also determine what kind of technology gets out there. And from that sense, the porn industry decided VHS would rule over Betamax. The porn industry decided that the Blu-ray format would be over HD, the high definition DVD. That went the way of the dodo very quick.
Which is sad for all those people that bought an HD DVD.
And the funny thing about it is that actually was a better, clearer picture, better sound than Blu-ray. Because I had a friend of mine that actually bought it for a video game console that actually used it, and I was like, "Wow, it's actually the transfer rate is good. It looked crisp. The colors came out crisper." But it's the porn industry decides a lot of things.
See, they already got our politicians up in order. They got everything. They're working from behind the scenes,
literally.
And under the scenes and through the scenes
and around the river we go. Hey, and who knows what else what are they gonna decide? The presidency?
That's not so far fetched.
That would be scary.
Not so far fetched.
Jenna Jameson running for president anytime soon?
She just might.
Sarate.
Speaking of Jenna Jameson, as she's being treated as a rock star, as the most famous porn star known to man. She's on red carpets and everything like that. But, nobody saw a cookie from down the block going on the red carpet saying, I'm here with Angelina Jolie and everybody. Yeah, she may be knock-kneed and everything like that, but she deserves to be up on the red carpet too.
Well, you'd be knock-kneed too if you were knocking boots all the time,
No, it'd be kind of the other way around.
Well, knocking boots would knock the knees or not.
Well, bow-legging maybe.
And yeah, I guess so.
I guess it depends on how and which and
high and high. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that you would look at, and there's so many different people trying to get famous through porn, and a lot of time. And we also remember Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, Montana.
Unfortunately, her career didn't go the same way somebody else that we know.
Yeah, and it's sad because she's an attractive person. She probably, if she took the time to learn a craft, because she said she did that to try to get into Hollywood, and she ironically got the idea from watching Kim Kardashian, and that's not the way to go. That's the sad part.
The thoughts and feelings of Sean Wilkinson reflect of only Sean Wilkinson, and not of Xtreme1049 FM and its management.
She's my pretty man. I'm sorry.
We all know the truth. I know when her porn first came out, a lot of people, of course, had their jokes, saying she looks like a leopard and whatever may have. It was.
I never heard that one.
It was kind of sad. It was kind of sad.
Wow.
But she tried. I mean, which is kind of weird as far as she is concerned, because
how do you try at porn and fail? I mean, how?
I know
how, especially
as a woman,
and for a female. Although, for the most part, depending on the porn you've seen, a lot of the men are doing a lot of the work because those are the shots that they're looking for.
Of course.
And then there are films and scenes where the women are doing a lot more work than the guy. But for the majority of anything that I've ever seen, the men are doing a lot of the work. How do you fail at porn? How?
I don't understand. You know what? I think it's not you getting into porn, it's who you get into porn with.
I guess, because
I mean, a lot of people didn't know who Tommy Lee was until the Pam Anderson thing came out.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell is a Tommy Lee?
Yeah, good point.
Said, oh yeah, he was a drummer.
Yeah, he was a drummer, all right.
I mean, and matter of fact, that I mean, I know a lot of people are gonna argue this down, and I dare you to call in and argue this down. 718-417-1214. I think that was one of the, besides Playboy, of course, one of the key things that brought Pam Anderson above superstardom.
Yeah,
was that
she showed her assets.
But, well, not like she didn't show them before, but now at least you got to see them at work.
Yeah, and this is the growing trend now where everybody is filming themselves having sex, and then when
it gets leaked,
it doesn't get leaked. Something happens within the relationship, or who knows? It went out with the garbage, or you know. Well, I want to make a copy. I want to, and then all of a sudden, TMZ has it, and then it's all over the internet. And then I was like, okay, well, where did this come from? I mean, there was something that I just heard recently about Kanye West and having some kind of porn tape with a lookalike that looked like Kim Kardashian, his current girlfriend.
From what I actually heard on TMZ just earlier today, it's supposed to be 2 of them.
Oh, there's another one.
There's supposed to be 2. Kanye West has like 2 sex tapes out allegedly that I don't know if it's with Kim, without Kim, who really gives a damn. Yeah. I don't know why something like that would even come out. Like, Kanye don't need to be any more famous than he is right now.
Yeah.
And Kim, well, I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Yeah. We'll reserve our opinions of the Kardashians until they actually make any difference or really meaning anything towards them.
Yeah, about the 5 or 6 jobs they've created.
Well,
it's been okay.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go into beast mode in your second show. Because if I do, I might, my head might pop off, and I don't want that to happen.
And then I already gave my disclaimer. I'll say it again.
Yeah. So.
The thoughts and opinions of that of Sean Wilkinson and not of Extreme 104 FM.
Yeah.
Live and live in blackness with DJ Blakhart and Noise Management.
Yes. Okay. And as long as you got that out there, then you're fine.
But lo and behold, and I've said this on my first show, and I will say it again. If I mean what I say, you will not hear me go up on anybody's show or press conference and apologize for anything.
Yes.
That's one thing I got to give to your boy Mitt. He didn't apologize for what he had said.
Wait a minute. Since when did Mitt Romney become my boy? I'm a card carrying Democrat. Although in this day and age, that doesn't really mean a whole lot now.
And that's why I say he's your boy.
That's okay. That's okay.
When you go to the polls, you know that you want to shake his hand and kiss his babies. But
no. The election hasn't even gotten to where it can be dirty. They haven't even done their first debate yet, and it's gotten so nasty, vile, dirty. And then people wonder why, especially in the African American community, no one votes. And it's because nobody knows enough about any of the candidates to vote at all. When Bloomberg was running for his 3rd term, which we all know he pretty much probably paid his way in. That's the consensus with a lot of people.
Which is also going to be a whole nother show.
Exactly. But when he was running against William Thompson, who ironically is the son of my 3rd grade teacher. There's a connection for you.
Wow, 6 degrees of separation once again.
Here's the funny thing about it is that it seemed like Thompson ran based on the fact that he was, instead of really getting his platform out, it was more or less beating up on Bloomberg for running for the 3rd term and not enough of what he wanted to do. And that kind of muckied up everybody else's opinion of him, and that's why he probably didn't win the election. As far as what's going on with Romney and Obama, nobody knows what the country knows what they want them to talk about. But all we've been hearing for the last 6 months is this: you did this, I hate you, you hate me, we hate each other. And it's nothing is getting solved or spoken about. And I think the first debate is sometime next week or sometime in October.
It's actually October 3rd.
October the 3rd.
And I think I'm going to send a tweet to Obama that if you want to really rile people up, or maybe I should send it to Mitt Romney because it might be a good way for him to lose the election, is just tell him, hey, let's legalize prostitution. This like I'm going on right now. You know what? Just say you go legalize prostitution. You don't have to worry about the 47%.
Well, look, Romney flip-flops so much. It's like, he'll say, well, I'm for it. Then again, I don't think I like it. And he'll say it in the same sentence. So, you can throw that at him and see what happens.
Hey, I mean, he could be a card-carrying Mormon, but he also could be a card-carrying polygamist.
And that's another topic for another day also.
Yes, that
definitely
will be on a future show.
Oh, yeah, we got there's a lot to talk about from polygamy
and polyamory is definitely going to be a up-and-coming show. But but I definitely want to get some guests on that actually are in that lifestyle to give their input on it, or at least show it from their aspect, and also get someone that's completely against it, the card carrying member of whatever religious party is against everything that is free.
Yeah, and see what happens, you know? I mean, is there anything really ever free in this country anymore?
We got the metal detector ready just to make sure nobody's not carrying anything else other than cards.
Yeah, and as soon as this show is over, I'm going right for that bag of cannolis that you got me, man. I've been waiting for these cannolis since Saturday.
Yes. Of course, extra special shout out to the Feast of San Gennaro, was just ended in New York on Sunday, which was a great feast, but then they shortened it for some strange reason. It seemed to be a block shorter, actually more than a block shorter than usual, but I bet you they would have made some money. You had a stand right there and it said 2 pumps and a hump for $5. People would have definitely made some money. Tax revenue coming in, I think we would have been good.
Yeah, dunk the hole at San Gennaro.
Now that's a slogan.
Yes, that would be a slogan.
You come out with the logo for it too.
Yeah. Shirts and merchandise and pens and cups, and
which
t-shirts.
Also ended up being banned. The explicit T-shirts, as they used to call them, got pretty much taken out of San Gennaro for the child. The children aspect of it. Oh, the children shouldn't be seeing shirts like that.
Then don't bring your children there. I don't understand. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to be as calm as I can, but the problem is everybody's excuse for not doing something revolves around the children, and that is the biggest cop-out anybody can use. Because true, you do care about the children and their well-being, but that seems to be the crutch for everybody to not do anything. What about the children? What about the children? You can do things without riling up or involving the children so they don't see things that they're not supposed to see, and doing it in a way that is not going to offend anyone.
Well, I believe the children are our future.
How did I know you was going there?
Teach the world and let them lead the way.
Yeah.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
There is no beauty in this world. This world is going to hell in a handbag real quick.
Matter of fact, it's already there.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Speaking from a Met fan, yeah, that's me. Hell in a handbag.
See, nobody had to mention that you're a Met fan.
I had to throw it out there.
You had
when you say hell is being a Met fan sometimes. So although they've been winning at
least you could admit it after the last game losing 16-1. But
shut up. Just shut up now. Shut up.
You know, I commend your bravery.
Nothing brave.
Coming out on a show about prostitution and bringing up the Mets.
Oh, of course. It might as well.
I mean, I guess if they're not whoring themselves out yet, then who will?
Somebody will. So, I don't know.
You know what? And that's the other thing. The sports stars and the all-stars of these sports that pretty much, I'm pretty sure that when they travel around the world, they're going to go off and they're going to get some stuff, a little bit of something here and there. Of course, the good thing is they won't admit it, and we should keep it that way for a good while.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they're going into Germany and, right before a game, and the coach might say, well, don't get none before you go into the game, and say, well, screw coach, I'm going to go and
screw coach, I'm going to screw coach. That's what's going to happen.
You know what? That could be it. As he's banging her in the background, he's just pretty much going to say, screw you, coach.
Okay. So, who knows? I mean, if you look at it from that sense, then yeah. But we know that these athletes are getting tons of Hunam thrown at them on a regular basis.
Well, yeah. That's without paying for it.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of that also, another interesting topic, I've helped you wrote books on it, of the rise of black men traveling to Rio just to get a little bit of a taste of the
Rio-licious?
Well, that too. Just to get a like, they plan these long elaborate trips to go to Rio just to get some, and because it's cheaper. Like, I think in Rio, you can get a prostitute for about $20.
Wow. That's demeaning. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not demeaning. I mean, that could be.
No, the economy is different, obviously, in Rio than it is in America. But,
of course.
Maybe $20 in their money may be more valuable. I don't know what the current
our
rate
dollar is more than theirs, so it's not quite the peso, but
yeah,
it's still something where a woman will give you her left arm and both of her legs, just to get that $20 out of you, and as soon as they see American, they going nuts.
Yeah, then that's kind of almost like a selling point. You go down there, you American man? Ooh, come. And that's what happened. Oh, Lord. Here we go. And that's what happens, It's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything about Rio going into a recession. At least not yet.
Well, no, because they do. I think as a country, they do bring in some kind of money, and I know they export a lot of things out of the country, too. I know in Brazil, they export corn and they export ethanol, and in some instances, they become self-sufficient in other areas, so they have their own income coming in. It wasn't like that 15, 20 years ago.
No, but at least they've come a long way as a country.
Yeah.
And that being part of it, that they have their own self-sustaining, they got their export, and they got, of course, whatever they come in from in the airports. But, how many people are really vying to buy American products made in Japan and shipped from China?
Yeah. See, here's what I think. I think we should just export the Kardashians down to Rio, keep them there. Keep the whole crew down.
They would just send them back in about 2 or 3 days.
No. No estable English. No. Just leave them there, Let them bring up some of the gas and the ethanol and help out the United States, and everybody's happy.
The gas and ethanol that's emanating from their bodies is well enough.
I thought that was methane, but that could be a different story. Yeah.
Going to hell with gasoline draws. I see it now. Gasoline.
Don't burn me. Don't burn me at all. You keep that stuff to yourself, unless you got a match on you.
No, not on me. But
then again,
I'm pretty sure once we leave, we go get a few fans and Kim gonna come by with torches and pitchforks.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people think that if you do get a torch near a Kardashian, they might melt. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lot of Kim K jokes.
Yeah.
Going back and forth.
Yeah. I'll quit on the double K jokes. Leave her alone right now.
Double K. Man, you know what? That's a little too close to hitting home right there. You got a double K in there. And then you have the sister with the other K in there. That's
I'm leaving that. Yeah, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. That's leaving that alone and leaving it. Push it to the side under the carpet and let it rise. Maybe no. Let's not let it. Never mind. Yeah. How about that prostitution, right?
Yeah. Let's get back on topic for a change.
Yeah. How about that?
What a concept. Australia, for people that don't know, Australia legalizes prostitution as well. That actually, yes, it's legal in Australia, and they actually have I forgot what the club is called. It's a certain kind of clubs alongside with the actual brothels that they have there. They have these particular clubs. It's like a full club. You go in there and regular club type scene, but they also have paid women that they hire women to be in there and some men to be at the party, and they entice men and or women to go off, and they have rooms and in a separate area. It's in the same building, but let's say it's like right next to it inside the same building where they go off and they do their thing.
Wow, that's actually interesting. I didn't know that they had prostitution in Australia. I know there's a lot of outback and a lot of wooded areas, so you would think that there would be areas that if they were doing illegal prostitution, you'd know where they would be doing it at. But I didn't know that they actually had legalized prostitution in Australia.
Legalized prostitution in Australia. I mean, Mexico also.
Mm-hmm.
So, if your man's going to Tijuana, ladies.
Yeah.
You may want to get checked out.
It's not for the tequila, that's for sure.
And on that note, the healthcare that could go into, at least now you don't have to worry as much about women spreading diseases around, because you get them health benefits like any other regular, normal, average 9 to 5. you get them their health benefits. You can even get them a 401k.
Wow. 401.
401k.
Wow. Invest in this prostitute. That's crazy.
Yes. Invest in our public servants.
Yes. The public servants.
As a matter of fact, there's another statistic on estimation on Chicago prostitution where the average rate per hour of a prostitute in Chicago is $25 an hour.
Ouch. That's better than some construction guys around in New York, and they're always building stuff around here
and messing it up. But
yeah,
that's
another
show.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you got shows for years with all the topics that are going on. You got shows for years.
We bringing up shows out the wazoo, and this whole thing it should really go on people's minds and really make you think.
Yeah,
like if you really take all the money that's being put into trying to get rid of prostitution, that could be put back in and saved towards, legalizing it and giving. You don't have to worry about, okay, there's no safe place for them to do it. You make a safe place for them.
Yeah.
You have a designated area and say, just like Vegas has, they have designated areas where it's legal, everywhere else is illegal. But if you have that designated area, at least then you know where it is and you don't bring your kids there.
I would like to see the explanation of this one. Mom, why are we here? What's that? What the, oh, no, you can't do that.
Just on male 18th birthdays alone.
Well, that's how the Bunny Ranch gets a lot of their customers. They show that on HBO when they do their periodic 1 hour thing on there. They had a mother bring her just turned 18-year-old son to the Bunny Ranch and spent, I think it was either $500 or $1,000 for the entire weekend or that whole night, and just said, have fun. There you go.
That is the coolest mom on the planet.
Yeah, and I shudder to think what the mother did. I think either she left and then came back, or I hope that's what she did.
She turned her boy into a man, and I'm pretty sure
she didn't turn her boy into a man. The people at the Bunny Ranch turned him into a man. That's what they did.
Well, it was her $500 that did it, so it was her contribution.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, on another note, if you look at it a different way, aren't prostitutes pretty much actors and actresses anyway? Because they have to pretend to like you when you come in.
Good point.
Regardless. They have to pretend like you matter, like you're the most sexiest thing that walked into the earth. They looking at you like you're a god, and
you're slovenly Jabba the Hutt Krispy Kreme eating drool all over your face, smelling like bleh.
I mean, if you really put it in perspective, if you put them in, call it what you will, call it a brothel. Okay, fine, it'll be a brothel. You have showers, you have condoms, so the condom industry would definitely boom. So there's more tax dollars coming in. It feeds on so many levels. And
literally and figuratively.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it figuratively.
Yeah.
But it's so much that can be done that could bring it out. And also, I was looking at something online where certain men were comparing prostitution to alimony.
What?
But think about it.
I got to hear this one.
Think about it for a moment. It was kind of weird how they brought it up. I mean, I don't fully agree with it, but I mean, a couple of guys on forums and things online pretty much was saying that what's the difference between prostitution and alimony? You pretty much you have your woman and you're paying for it, and then now even though you're not getting it from her anymore, you're still paying her.
Yeah, got a point, I guess.
So you're paying for cooch you can't get. So forget about the cooch you can. About the cooch you can't.
Got a good point there.
And this is for the women without children. We're not talking about child support. This is alimony. This is the separate money that's gonna come out of your check every week, 2 weeks, month, whatever it is that you get paid, part of your yearly salary.
That's scary. That is really
going
scary.
Towards cooch you can't get when it could go towards our public servants.
Yes. Public servants, where are you?
Yes.
They need their own theme song too.
I'm pretty sure they got a few.
Yeah.
Kanye's Gold Digger being one of
Oh,
them.
wow. Wow. Now that's your opinion that you're not even gonna explain, or you'd explain it, but it's
it kind of explains itself.
Yeah,
it explains itself.
Yeah, so
she ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
Good point. Good point.
That lyric alone, it should say it. I mean,
yeah.
And then you got the former escorts on Craigslist. That whole, now, mind you, I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, I think that whole section of Craigslist is what made them more famous than anything else in the world. They may have had ads, and it's free, and you could put whatever you want on these ads. But until that came out, especially the good and the bad aspects of it, I don't know if many people would have known about Craigslist as much. Do Craigslist get as much as they used to now that they took that whole escort services out?
Well, if you think about it, if you think about it,
no, they took it out. They just found other ways to do it. It's like they took out the whole page where it says escorts, and you got like 2,550 pages of escorts. Now they put it on other parts of the page, but I'm kind of putting the escorts on blast, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's
pay your damn taxes.
That's pretty much what it's used for. I mean, nobody really. I mean, I know people that a casual encounter.
Casual encounters.
Yeah, you are having a casual encounter.
Oh yeah, well we.
It sounds like you've actually perused this area once or twice.
We not gonna get Dre in trouble.
See, basically what happens with Craigslist is basically like eBay for sex for the most part. It's like
That's
how
right.
you're
the Village going Voice? To the highest bidder.
When I was in high school, and I had a friend of mine who used to get the Village Voice because they used to always have naked pictures in the back of the in the classified area where they would have their little sex numbers and call and all that other stuff.
You can't call them. You have to call them escorts.
Escorts. Yes, you can't call them what you would like
Although
to call them.
I haven't seen any of them going to a red carpet event yet.
Well, you never know. I mean, hey, the escort business, I would assume, has changed and evolved over the last few years. So it's not the same, dirty, nasty explanation of what you would consider a quote-unquote escort. Because a lot of them they're not just, get in a limousine and drive somewhere. Now they're actually going on dates. They're going to dinner. They go to maybe Dave & Buster's, something like that. Go out to dinner and relax, and then do whatever they do. I remember
between two consenting adults.
Exactly. I even remember on one of those talk shows they had an escort service where people actually call up and they don't even have sex. It's just more or less like a date. You go take the person out on a date, and they spend literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that night just to have the companionship with that person. With the hint of maybe you might get something.
But the thing is that should be the definition of an escort.
Yeah, but that's usually not what happens.
But I think that's about the amount of time that we have for tonight. Thank you for listening. This is Live and Live with Blackness with DJ Blakhart. Catch us every Tuesday from 9 to 10 on Xtreme1049 FM. And thank you, Sean.
No problem.
For coming out and giving your take on this topic. I think we should do a part 2 in regards to this topic where we can invite some escorts, porn stars, or whatever may have you to give their take on this whole thing, on whether or not it should be legalized and not be known and unknown, I should say, and stigmatized by the general public and politicians, whatever may have you. I mean, there's a lot of horror going around in the Bible. Yes, I just made up a word. Horror-y. It's not a word, I know it, but so what?
Yeah, you say it long enough, it'll end up in a dictionary somewhere.
Catch me on Facebook at facebook.com/DJ BLAKHART, on Twitter at DJ BLAKHART. I'm going to get back into some reggae because this is going to be the new and improved Live and Live with Blackness with DJ Blakhart, where it's going to be all reggae and soca all day, along with our talking topics. So thank you very much. I'm going to say good night. And this is Live and Live with Blackness with DJ Blakhart.
Good night.
Waiting too long. Finally you come along. Baby love, explain yourself, baby girl. Lead out, lead out, lead out, lead out, lead out.
Like a
tell it, girl.